another quiet night on our hands, another chilly night as well, with low temperatures dropping into the 20s and low to mid 30s in several areas. And that's not going to give way to much in the way of improvement as we go into your day on Tuesday. Another round of 50s to the east, more 60s out to the west, but it's the day after where we start to get in on those milder temperatures coming back into the picture. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit, but until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, first at 4.
Coming up, we're going to take you to this morning's Native Americans Day parade in downtown Sioux Falls.
Plus, how a Minneapolis business is getting ready for the end of its season.
And we're going to take you to one Florida town still dealing with floodwaters from Hurricane Milton. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Lauren Solik. South Dakotans are taking time to celebrate the state's indigenous people. Hundreds of people lined Phillips Avenue this morning for the Native Americans Day Parade.
The 7th annual event featured dozens of floats, people on horseback, and dancers dressed in traditional regalia. This year's Grand Marshal is Ellen Medicine Horn. You'll hear from Medicine Horn and others involved in the parade later today on KELOLAND News. South Dakota was the first state in the country to celebrate Native Americans Day. In 1989, then Governor George Mickelson proposed it as a state holiday. In 1990, it became state law. And since then, dozens of other states have replaced Columbus Day with Native Americans Day or Indigenous Peoples Day.
It was a beautiful morning for a parade.
It was really nice out there. It got some sunshine. The weather was not hot. It was nice and cool.
Yeah, actually feels like fall, Adam.
I know, right? We're in the middle of October. We're finally getting days that actually feel and more look like fall for that matter. And we have a few more like that in the short term, but we go right back to another warm-up that's going to carry us into the second half of the week. Until we get to that point, though, still pretty nice for the rest of your day today. 55 with a view from our camera at Falls Park. A nice light and variable breeze in place there. And we're getting some nice color up in Aberdeen. Take a look at those trees there just along the softball field at Northern State. 56 southerly breeze at 7 miles per hour. We're really not going to have all that much in terms of active weather to talk about for a little while, but we're going to try and get that pattern to change as we go into the next couple of days. And by that, I'm talking about later on in the weekend, even toward the weekend for that matter. We're in the 40s in a couple of areas. Worthington, Marshall, Watertown, and Ortonville all at 48 apiece. 49 for Brookings, 58 Huron, 51 up in Sisseton. But notice what happens when you jump over the river and go to the west. It's 76 in Rapid City, 71 for Phillips, 71 Winter, 75 in Spearfish. And we still have, in general, a pretty light breeze in place, but you notice it's starting to turn to the south. And as that continues to set up more and more going toward Wednesday and especially Thursday, that's when we're really going to start to warm up and get in on those above average temperatures once again. Not tomorrow, though, especially if you're East River. Another round of 50s, mid to upper 50s at that, with a good amount of sunshine to go right along with it. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about more mid 50s up to the northeast as well. And out west, just like today, tomorrow we'll have that split where we're kind of close to that 55 to 60 degree mark along the river, but closer to 70 toward the Wyoming border. We'll go through the rest of your 7-day forecast as we head through the hour.
Thank you, Adam. Authorities on the Pine Ridge Reservation are looking for the people who robbed a store last night. The Oglala Sioux Tribe Department of Public Safety says it happened at the Oglala Ridge store in Oglala. Authorities shared these pictures of the people involved. You can see one of them is holding what appears to be a gun. If you have any information about the people involved, you are asked to call OST DPS.
A student from South Dakota is facing felony harassment charges after writing anti-Semitic remarks on art canvases at a New York college over the weekend. New York State Police were called to Hamilton College just after 4 o'clock local time on Friday. Authorities identified 19-year-old Aiden Brendan as the suspect, who admitted to posting the remarks. Brendan is charged with first-degree aggravated harassment. Police say there is no threat to the students or faculty at the college.
South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley will be in North Dakota tomorrow afternoon for a federal case regarding the deferred action for childhood arrivals. Jackley is joining the attorneys general from Kansas and North Dakota to argue against a proposed federal rule that treats DACA recipients as legal citizens. The hearing is scheduled for 1 o'clock.
South Dakota's voter registration deadline is quickly approaching for the November election. Forms are due 1 week from today. You can either deliver them in person or send them by mail, but they need to arrive at your county auditor's office before it closes on Monday, October 21st.
Well, as the leaves drop, seasonal businesses are packing up. Uba Ali with our CBS affiliate in Minneapolis shares how people are enjoying the last bit of the season.
$3.45 and $3.46.
For the last 5 months,
Awesome cheese curds and a hot dog.
one small popcorn. Food has been flying out this window.
Egg salad sandwich. It's one of our top selling cold sandwiches.
I love bread and pickle.
But as the trees shed their leaves and crunch under our feet,
Bittersweet, you know? It's like a community place.
a space for concerts, endless views,
I like of how it's one of the more calmer places.
and food is closing up shop.
So I had to come here, get the ice cream, get the burgers, and hang out.
Catherine Gladney and her family enjoyed the last bite of the season at Bread and Pickle.
It's kind of a relief to be, to be at the end. But like I said, it's really bittersweet for me. This is just kind of a lull for us.
As some of the last orders are placed,
There'll be a line here, down here, and kind of curved past the pavilion.
David Robinson reflects on the highs and lows.
The first third of the season was a little mixed bag of success and less success. But these last, 10 weeks have been just incredibly spectacular.
Ultimately, a slow, rainy start
We're going out on a really high note.
was no match for blissful summer days.
Feel a little sad at the end of the season, but optimistic about the beginning of another season.
Order 331.
Uba Ali, WCCO News.
The Nebraska State Patrol is asking for help finding a missing Omaha man. Authorities say 74-year-old James Schultz was last seen at noon in the northeastern part of the city. He was wearing a navy blue jacket, light blue shirt, black pants, and glasses. Officials say that Schultz walks slowly and has dementia. If you have any information on where he may be, you are asked to call 911 right away.